Okay, so it's time to move to Bertrand model with price leadership. Earlier we did with the product differentiation. Now the assumptions are same with the product differentiation, same as product differentiation, except simultaneous price setting. Now firm 1 is the price leader and firm 2 is the follower. So in simultaneous price setting, firm 1 is market price leader and firm 2 is the follower. Now moving on, we have Q1 is equals to A1 minus P1 plus P2 upon 2 from previous one. We know A1 is the attribute, P1 is price of firm 1 and P2 is price of firm 2. Q2 is similarly A2 minus P2 plus P1 upon 2. We know the negative symbol on P1 and P2 is because of the negative relation, inverse relation, and positive on P2 because of the positive relation. Now, since firm 1 is the price leader, we can write profit equation as P1 into Q1, which is A1 P1 minus P1 square plus P1 P2 upon 2. This is equation 1. So moving on, the best response function as we did earlier of firm 2 is P2 is equals to A2 upon 2 plus P1 upon 4. Now putting P2 from 2 in into equation 1, we will get, for those who want to see equation 1 is this, and now we just have to get the P2 value in here. So now it will be pi 1 A1 P1 minus P1 square plus P1 upon 2, and the rest would be A2 upon 2 plus P1 upon 4. This could be further, this can further go to A1 P1 minus P1 square plus, we just multiply and open up the bracket, A2 P1 upon 4 plus P1 square upon 8. Pi 1 would now be A1 plus A2 upon 4. We just take out the P1 as common, minus 7, and we just uh, take the denominator 8, and this would be 7P1 square upon 8. Okay, so now to get maximize profit, we will come on. Okay, so in order to get the maximized profit, our main goal is to d pi 1 upon dp1 is equals to a1 plus a2 upon 4 minus 7 upon 4 p1. We just differentiated basically with p1. We'll get 1 upon a2 upon 4 minus 7 by 4 p1, which is equals to 0. Now, in order to get in terms of P1, we will get 7 upon 4 P1 on the right hand side, and rest would be same A1 plus A2 upon 4. Now, P1 will be obviously 4 by 7 A1 plus A2 upon 7. I just cut 4 from the numerator on this one, and 7 will become the denominator. So, this one is P1 star. This is P1 star. Now, we will have putting P1 star in best response function of form 2, we will get P2 star, which is equal to just getting it from the earlier one, the same equation, just slight modification. A2 upon 2 plus 1 by 4, 4 by 7 A1 plus A2 upon 7. I hope I get it correct. Okay, so the P2 star was this. The best response function of form 2 was this, which was a2 upon 2 plus p1 upon 4. Now the latest value of p1 which we got is 4 by 7 a1 plus a2 upon 7. Simple, we just go to this a2 upon 2 and 1 upon 4 is taken as common, and we just put the value of p1 star. This will be simply p2 star, which is equal to a1 upon 7 plus 15 upon 28 A2. This is just like I cut through many process in between, but this is the value which will eventually come of P2 star. Just to have these both to their side, can I get like, there we go. So this one is P1 star and this is P2 star. The model is called puppy dog model also. Uh, There was Top Dog model, which was Stackelberg, and Puppy Dog is Bertrand with price leadership. It is because uh, it is possible with particular values of attributes that P1 star, this one, P1 star, may become lesser than P2 star, even though we obviously know from the initial assumption that uh, P1, firm 1 is the price leader, but still with particular set of attributes, P1 star can be lesser than P2 star. The economics for this possibility is that the leader can be worried that the follower can undercut in the market and extract uh, a larger market while leader cannot change the price once it has chosen. Therefore, the leader is not aggressive. So P1 star, even though the price leader is not aggressive, That's why it acts timid even though the leader has the first choice of pricing. I have few questions in front of me on Kurno and collusion markets. I don't think so. I will be solving them at the present. And we just move on to oligopoly model with one large firm and several fringe firms which can observe each other. I think I should complete this one also. Okay. So now we move on to oligopoly models with one large firm with several fringe firms which can observe each other. So the diagram will look like this. I usually say diagram, I am not still able to say it as graph. So this is obviously price, this is quantity, then we have AR and AR curve would be downward sloping. This is market demand, by the way. I should make it further AR. Now the supply curve of fringe firms, SS fringe, will start from here. The price will be P1. This will be priced by dominant firm, PDOM, and this is the regulated price. Okay. Now in the second panel, we will draw it like this. So P1 will be as it is in the second panel. This is, let's say, AR dominant. This is MR dominant. This is MC dominant. Now if we look into it, P dome will be somewhere like here. Okay. This is quantity by dominant at price dominant, and this is the P1 price which are charged by fringe firms. This is equilibrium of dominant firm. Okay, I didn't set the quantity, just okay. So this is the quantity of fringe firms at this QF, and this is quantity demanded by the market QMKT. This is demand curve of the market. Now the point of this total is that ARD, which one was ARD? ARD is this. So ARD is equals to demand curve of market minus supply of fringe firms, which is the AR curve of dominant firm. Price in the market will be chosen by dominant firm. Price in the market will be chosen by obviously dominant firm. One can take example of Amul in this case. Like now we can say that it's not entirely an oligopolistic model. It's a bit of mix of many things. But if you look into it, if let's say tomorrow Amul increases the prices of full cream milk from 35 to 40 because of increase of its marginal cost, etc. Then the other firms would also increase the price. But if let's say Amul tomorrow undercuts all of them by decreasing the price, then they would be forced, even if they incur loss at that price point, they would be forced to stay at lower price, even though if they lose market share, to prevent themselves from losing market share, even though if they have to incur loss in that short term. So Amul is the price leader because it's a dominant firm. OQD in here, which is this, OQD is equals to OQ market minus quantity supplied by fringe firms. So this one, this area, quantity market minus quantity supplied by fringe firm is OQD. Why? Because even though market demand is more than quantity supplied by fringe firms, the rest of the gap will be covered by the dominant firm. So let me just also speak this in English that what actually this model is. So in a market with one dominant firm and several fringe firms, equilibrium is determined by the choices made by dominant firm. In this figure, the first panel represents supply side of fringe firms compared to market demand curve. The difference between the two is that market that can be controlled by the dominant firm. The information is used to derive market of the dominant firm or AR curve of dominant firm. At price PR, supply by fringe firm becomes zero at P1. Fringe firms can supply the entire market. Therefore, the dominant firm AR curve begins from P1 here on and below PR. The entire AR curve of the market belongs to the dominant firm. So below PR, the entire market is supplied by the dominant firm because it can. This AR curve can be used to derive MR curve of dominant firm. The equilibrium of dominant firm takes place when its MR curve is intersected by MC curve at point ED. The dominant firm chooses to produce output QD and charge a price PD. This price can be traced in the first panel. It establishes that fringe firms will supply QF level of output and market demand will be Q market such that Q market minus quantity supplied by fringe firms is OQD. Thank you.